you were just mentioning that you feel like you're just thinking about it still, trying to contrast and compare and look at everything. And, that's all okay. Um, it's just we've become dominant in mental activity rather than, you mentioned that Adyashanti's teaching. He
Mhm.
talks about the mind dropping into the heart.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That there, that out breath. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
And
So
still I'm like,
can you see exactly just then?
mhm,
So you dropped. You went,
yeah,
there was a recognition that maybe what he'd said, there was some sort of recognition of it or some resonance with what I said. There was a dropping
yes, yeah,
almost of this got needing to get something. There was and there was a spaciousness, and there may have been a thought
yes,
then was identified with as that it needs to, and it sort of drew you away from what you'd already just, like a little flower just opened up and then went, so it's not wrong. I'm just pointing out the mechanism of how
yes.
we jump to the mind.
And that's exactly where I am because these kind of thought, they are the most juicy, it's thinking about awakening and because it was a question about, oh yes, but
Yeah.
can I also dissolve the mind with the mind?
Yeah, see, that's the mind offering you um, more stuff to do.
Yeah.
And you know what everybody says, you already are it. So that if we just stop there, if we just literally go, okay, so if that's true, we're opening up the
Mhm.
conversation. If that's true, if you're already it, um, is it just a matter of not giving authority over to the mind, of resting with what's already here and having a look at what's already here, but not using the mind to look
Mhm.
directly experiencing what's already here? Again, if there's an out breath, that's an indication that the body's
Mhm.
recognizing the truth and settling. That sort of settling down, because what happens is what you are can experience itself as contraction and then identify with contraction, or can experience within itself a thought and can identify with a thought, or can experience a friction within itself, and that can be identified with. That identification is a limitation on what you are, so it feels lacking, it feels vulnerable, it feels like there's something missing. So all it is the wholeness experiencing itself as separation, experiencing itself as confusion, because it's identifying with it. So there can be a thought, but what if da 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 da? That thought can be there.
There's some fear as well
Okay. So
in
there's
the
fear,
body.
but
Yeah,
it's not your fear
yeah.
unless you identify with it. Can you see? Not denying fear's there.
Mhm.
So that's allowed to be there. We don't need to get rid of it, don't need to fix it. It's just allowed to be seen as fear. There's a
Mhm.
softening around the fear then, and then it's not identified with, and it's allowed to just dissipate because it's not being engaged with. It's also not been ignored
Yeah.
or denied.
There's a fear of being stuck in this non-dual radical awakening.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's just sit with that. So I'm not going to go to any mental activity to work that out. I'm just going to invite you into the space because what you are doesn't disappear. What you are right now, here, looking at
Mhm.
me, is what you are.
Yes.
It doesn't disappear. So you won't disappear because you can't leave what you are, can you? Right here, right now. If we don't go to thoughts, concepts, and ideas, you just are.
Mhm.
It's obvious. and you're never going to leave what you are.
Mm.
All that happens is identification drops with the things that appear in what you are, appear and disappear. The transient experiences are being identified with. And then that forms a self-reflecting loop of a me that's reflecting in separation. But what you are is unity. So it's unity reflecting in separation, or unity reflecting in unity.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just an invitation to say, yes, but what if you don't want to get stuck? So there was a contraction. That's okay. Then it's labeled fear. And then there's a story about the fear, how we can experience through imagination. And we just start peeling that back. Okay, so that's interesting. So we peel away the story, we're left with what we're labeling fear. What's there if we peel away fear without adding another label?
Mm-hmm.
Just the direct experience. Can we even pin down what that is? Or does it start to become like mist? It's only solid once we give it a name, and then it's got a story, it becomes more solid, and now we've really got something we've got to get rid of now, and how do I get rid of it?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas,
Mm-hmm.
oh, how interesting. If we're just interested in what appears rather than invested, I've got to get rid of this, I've got to sort it out. Da, da, da. We've got an eye has risen up. I quite often use this pink pen. So there is just this space of being, just here now, just this.
Mm-hmm.
And then a thought arises up. If we don't pick up the thought, it dies.
Mm-hmm.
But if our attention goes towards the thought, then there's an I risen up. There is a separate self-I experience, but we never become separate. Remain is the wholeness. The wholeness blink, veiling itself. But it never becomes separate. It's just an experience.
I got this double movement right now, like I can feel,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess there's still some questions. Like,
Yeah, it's okay. Questions are good.
it's
Nothing wrong with the questions. They're not
yeah.
bad.
I just wonder then, how come that people who realize that they're not the thought, they're not the little me, then they don't integrate that in the body and in the heart, you know what I mean? Like they stay there and that, oh, that's it. That's all there is.
Well, I think we don't need to fix anywhere. I think there's a tendency that we have the capacity to fix. So we become fixed in mental activity. We can become fixed in no thing,
Yes, yes,
fixing anywhere. Um, the
yes,
human experience, the no thing, everything is all
yes,
all allowed because none of it is separate. All of it is included.
yes. That's a fear of being fixed somewhere, even in emptiness, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's what I see sometimes.
What you are right now is all you've ever been. Yeah. When you were 5, 15, 25, the same awareness, the same intelligence was looking through your eyes. The same knowing of everything was looking.
Yeah.
That won't change. That is your true nature. Can you see how we're already it? That doesn't come and go. It's always been there. So when you recognize that all it is you see through misidentification how what you are, this simple awareness, can adopt the experience of a me. So all you see through is just that temporary experience you adopt. First thing in the morning, it's not there. It rises up with the first thought. What am I going to do today? What have I got? What's on the diary? And that is a thought that's then engaged, creates the experience of a me. But the thought, what am I going to do today, is fine. It can just be there. We
Mm.
just don't have to identify with it. And then there may be picking up the phone and checking diaries, but it's not in this contracted sense of a me. So the fear of being trapped anywhere, or you can't leave what you are, can you? How could you leave what you are right now? It'd be impossible. Where do you end? Where would you be going?
It's not the unfolding of the process, the unfolding of, awakening.
Unfolding of what you already are.
in the body, like for every cells, every cells of the body to recognize that.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's the most gorgeous thing ever. To recognize what you are and then just to fall deeply in love with yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not an awful death. It's only if the mind's got hold of it.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it
Yeah.
operates in fear,
Yes, yeah,
lack,
yeah.
limitation. Because it's a contrasting, controlling, comparing, sorry, tool for it's okay, it's absolutely fine. But it's when it's based in fear, when, like Adyashanti talks about, when it drops into being, when it's rested in the heart center, then it's in unity. So it can contrast and compare, but it's in a very different way. It's in a very, oh, how interesting. Oh, wow. So if that's that and that's that, oh my goodness, look at that.
Mm,
So it's the wholeness looking at itself, looking at all these aspects and just going,
mm,
how amazing that I could experience myself as separation. When I look and I realize I was never separate. How amazing. So it just self-reflects on itself and just then the human experience is just this wonder of how we ever fell asleep. And if there is that sort of identification again, when it's seen through again, you're like, oh my goodness, wow, there's no problem with it. It's just the potential of what we are can do that. It's just that we have it very black and white. That's wrong. On the spiritual
mm,
journey, we tend to identify with the body mind, and then we say we're not the body mind, so we've got to get rid of that. And it's a valuable step, but we come all the way around to see, oh, I'm not only the body mind, I'm everything. So it's all
mm,
included, it's all okay.
mm. And this inclusion for you, like, have you done some then therapy, trauma therapy, or somatic therapy to really embody all this,
Um,
to bring the light into everything?
so remember the light is in everything already. It's just the peeling away
Yeah,
of, of the apparent um,
but not everything in the human knows that, right? Like some parts or some cells, they don't know it. So how do we help everything to remember?
so there is no I that does it. There's a natural unfolding. It
Yes.
just unfolds itself, reveals itself to itself. Because it already is it. So it just exposes itself. And the journey is not a problem. The journey is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Because we've
again,
known
I see people not doing it and they say, oh, everything is this, but then, oh, this is an emotion. I'm not
but
gonna go
that's
there.
their journey. That's just their journey.
Yeah.
That's how life is journeying through. And maybe just fixing in there's nothing here, there's no, because it can become some sort of mantra. I'm not saying it is, but it can become conceptual again, even if they've seen it. It
Yes,
can
yes,
be,
yes.
maybe it's just expressed in a very conceptual way. I don't
We
know.
dropped into the heart, I guess, as you say. Yeah.
Not our problem. Do you know what I mean? It's life journeying, however it's appearing. It still is this, appearing as that. And then we can judge that, or we can just see that it all is this. That there's no division, it's just how it's appearing. It's not good or bad. We start to see from equanimity, we start to see that there is no good or bad. Oh, in concepts and mental ideas that there are, but fundamentally there is just this one thing, and the wholeness that it is doesn't divide it, doesn't judge it. It doesn't mean there's not contrast. It doesn't mean there's not good and bad appearing, but the wholeness, it doesn't divide, it doesn't judge.
Mm.
It doesn't say that's better than this, because everything that's journeying, however it's shaping, is this.
Yeah.
That's see, they're almost there to wake you up because they're showing you how you could be fixed.
Because I'm judging them a lot.
Yeah, that's what I just got then. I was like, oh, I sort of recognized that, but not an I recognized it. It suddenly just opened up for me. That's why I said, oh, they're a gift, because I saw that, oh, that's what's happening. Yeah. Oh, they're just
It
a
is.
beautiful gift to show you don't settle
Ah,
for
yes.
anything other than the wholeness.
Oh, thank you. That's okay, great. Yes, yes.
It's okay. They're a
Ah, okay.
gift.
Okay. That was the
Beautiful.
missing part for me. Like, oh, yes. Because I was so judging. And I'm like, ah,
It's quite often the opposite of what we're saying, that
yeah.
they're so fixed. I'm so fixed, you know, judging them because it's a reflection of where we are, although
Yeah.
where we're thinking, what we're
Yeah.
believing, not what we actually are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
how life sort of reflects back at itself.
Right.
If there's anything sticky, it's like to be interested. Oh, how interesting. So there's no I that's getting anything wrong. It's just like, oh, there's a chance that I see something here. How interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There is a judgment against that person. Ooh, juicy. So nobody's wrong. Nobody's got to fix or improve it. They receive from clarity. We don't dive in and pick it up. Oh, so there's judgment there. So why would that be there? How interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There is a projection onto that appearance that is me. And you just look at it from the space of being rather than being.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the work of Byron Katie prior to recognizing the truth. And basically all that was seeing through beliefs.
Yes.
So it allowed me to see that what the mind offers up isn't true. You know, not always, but most of the time it's a belief, it's conditioning. So we're
Right.
looking through a lens of perception that's distorted, that sees the world as not liking me or whatever's on that lens, whatever the conditioning is.
Mm.
But remember, what you are is crystal clear. It's not conditioned,
Yes.
just how we can
Right.
look.
And so there was this practice, I would say, like Baranketi of, oh, is it true? Is it true? So that dissolves the beliefs.
Yeah.
And there also the practice of, putting the attention back onto who we are. For me, that
Really.
two practices, I would say, two.
Mhm. So who's practicing
Who's practicing?
without going to concepts right here, right now? Can we find the one that was practicing without adding a label? So you don't need to give me an answer, just look from B. And I would offer you can't find anybody unless you put a label on it.
Mm.
So not saying there wasn't practicing, but who was doing it?
There's the answer is like, oh no, but then there's in the background, there's like something else saying, oh, I know that I need to say no because that's the right answer.
Yeah.
So
They're all just invitations that you don't need to pick up.
yeah, 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 it just,
Prior to the thoughts, prior to the invitations. What's just here
yeah,
now, but we don't pick them up.
I'm just blank,
Just this. We'll call it just this for the moment.
just this.
Just
Yeah.
this. Just this. Can you see just this? It's just this. Only ever just this.
But it has some texture to it. It's not just nothing.
Well, I would offer it has it's intelligent,
Yeah.
supreme intelligence that's probably created the brain. But it's not packaged up intelligence. It's intelligence in the moment unfolding, moment by moment.
Say it again?
So it's not packaged intelligence, it's
Oh,
not knowledge that's been gathered and then held
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just pure potential of the moment. So for me, I'm not using conceptual. I'm just offering whatever comes up. It's just whatever comes out. And some of them are hitting and some of them are missing. It doesn't matter. Bing, bing, bing. Hitting,
Yeah.
bing. It's just the pure potential of
Oh,
love.
wow.
That's
Yeah.
all there is. Just this. And just this keeps refreshing itself. It's just this. And in a minute, it'll be just this. So the future is only just this always. We just apply all sorts of concepts and ideas to just this. It's never not just this.
Mm.
You'll look later and there'll be just this. Every time you check, there'll be just this. And then the mind will offer something up in just this. And that can be entertained or not. Mm.
Don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah, you see, then that's because the mind's calming down.
Yeah.
And we don't have to say anything. Because we have this habit of filling the moment constantly.
Mm.
And that almost veils what's actually here, the aliveness that's here.
Yeah. There is something else though. Like it's not a thought. It's more like an invitation, maybe, to explore, not to search,
Mm.
but to explore.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
What
but not,
actually
but
is this? It wants to know itself. It wants to
yeah,
reflect. It wants to turn in on itself and turn in and
yes,
turn in. Yeah.
that's it. Because there is what's here, the object, but there is also what's here. I know it's not, it's the same at the end, but there's,
The awareness of.
it's like, I don't know, it's like, oh, what is it?
Yeah.
The mind cannot understand, but it
Yes,
can,
because it's the mind's appearing in it. So now
yeah,
you're
yeah,
the witness of the mind. You're witness of
yes,
the mind. And the mind's can't turn and look at what it's appearing in. The mind doesn't have that
wow.
capacity to
But
to see itself when it's looking outside of itself. So you're the awareness of the mind.
yeah,
Then the mind drops, and then it's a tool of awareness, but in unity, in the bigger picture, to contrast and compare, but not in separation, in unity. But fundamentally, what you are isn't even in the game, isn't even in contrasting and comparing, isn't because you're the wholeness that's undivided. It's infinite, yeah. The awareness that you are now
mhm,
is infinite, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So in order to talk about it, I'm going to put a circle, frame it.
yes, yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah,
represents the wholeness. It's
yeah.
infinite, but I'm making a circle. So within it is the game of duality, is the contrasting, comparing, is what the wholeness creates in order to experience itself through textures
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
we label fear, um, push and pull. You know, we label it and experience it. But what it is, the wholeness never departs wholeness, only
Okay.
wholeness
Yes,
experiencing
yes.
itself.
Right,
There's
right.
something here that's completely untouched by all of the movement that
Yeah,
remains.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter and it matters at the same time
Yes,
somehow. It's
yes,
like,
that's the paradox.
yeah, it's because
Because it's the play of duality. It matters and it doesn't matter at
yeah,
the same
at the same
time.
time, yeah.
But what's creating that it matters and doesn't matter isn't unaltered by whatever appears. So all of these things can be there. There's something that's untouched by all of whatever appears. So that's why you're saying it doesn't matter, or it matters. That so there's journeying and already home appearing in the wholeness.
Mm.
There's the spiritual journey and there's already home. You know, everybody's saying, yeah, but you're already home, you're already home. So there's an experience of journeying, but you're already home. But the wholeness never journeyed.
Mm-mm.
The concept, home is a concept. The wholeness can't even be, it's not manifested.
Yeah.
So it can't be spoken of it. It can
Mm-mm.
only be it. And there's this constant dying to what we are, which is a beautiful death, rather than what the mind, if you're stuck in the mind, it's going to offer up its awful. because it's based in that. That's its identity. But it's actually a beautiful dissolving of we never were that. So it's just dissolving of what we never were
Mm.
and revealing what we've always been.
Mhm. That's, yeah. In the game, as you said, there is a revealing of
Mm,
self,
mm.
and
Waking up to itself.
yeah, yeah. Even though it's
It's fully there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it?
yeah. Oh,
And there'll be thoughts of, hang on, what if I lose this? All that appears in that can't leave, can't separate, can't, never divided.
it's
Hmm.
like there's so much more.
There's so much here, isn't there?
I just, yeah.
Yeah, when we're not applying concepts and moving on, moving on.
No, it's an adventure. I don't know. It's
Yeah. So
oh,
cute. Beautiful, isn't it?
does it talk to you?
Um,
I can hear something.
this listening, there's a
Yeah,
listening that isn't down to hearing. You're like, what's that? There's something here.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
yes, yeah.
experiencing that. Yeah.
It's like it's me, but
But
it's
it's listening. You are the listening.
yeah,
But there's no sound. It's just listening.
no.
There's not many people that talk about this. I talk about this and everybody looks at me blank. I'm like, who put that there? There's listening. So it's not hearing, it's listening because you are the listening. So you're directly experiencing listening. The capacity that life has to, the aliveness that life has, it's like, who put
So
it
yeah,
here?
yeah.
Oh, how did I miss this? And I think you're just directly experiencing what you are, intimate aliveness
Yeah.
that feels like listening. There's a tuning, maybe, a tuning of
Mm.
the body mind tunes, I think, to I always feel like the body mind is like a tuning fork and it starts to tune to the aliveness that it is.
Ah, yes.
Is that right?
I think yes, yeah, yeah, yes, yes. It's something
There's
like
a
that.
tuning, it's
Yes.
like a radio tuning.
Okay, because that's why, yeah, because I could feel the at the same time the radio, the body, and the waves tuning in. Yeah, yeah. And I'm the radio, and I'm the waves
Yeah.
at the same time. You can do both at the same time.
As a
I'm
body
the
mind
avatar,
person.
and
Yeah,
I'm
and then
the yeah, yeah.
so you go down, bang, down, bang,
Yes,
all at the
yes,
same time. Nothing and everything constantly.
yes,
Yeah, and you can
yes.
just settle anywhere or not, or be
Okay.
everything and nothing. Yeah. So you see how we could fix in one? You see how easy it would be to fix in one. Oh, I'm the body mind. Well, yes, we could talk about that. And we could say, I could say, you're there, I'm here. But
Mm.
actually, what's experiencing that is the wholeness. And then you're like,
Yeah,
bang, to the wholeness again.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm the
That
whole.
that I can be fixed also in this space as well. Like, oh, I'm the space looking at everything.
Yes, yes. Has the
So
ability to identify anywhere. So interesting, isn't it? Yes, that's why some people, well, it's not true. What I'm saying is some people get stuck in awareness. That's how it's experienced and that's how it's expressed. But of course, what we are never gets stuck anywhere, but that's how it can experience itself.
yeah,
So some people
and
just stay with awareness. So they're more of a witness and they sort of are separating from life going, and
yeah,
it's, oh, thank God I'm not the body mind.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a relief. But actually, there's also that time where you go, oh, and
Yes.
this presence that you are leans in. And
Yeah.
okay, bring it on. I'm everything. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, if I'm everything, then there's nothing wrong with it all. So even all the things that appear as, you know,
Mm.
strong contrast, because The wholeness is experiencing in, hate and love and all the divisions, all of the increments of that. So, but it still remains the wholeness, however it's appearing. So we get to see both sides. So you don't fix in, you don't separate when somebody's being horrible. You don't separate and judge them, because then you would be fixing in separation and judgment.
Yes.
You see them from the wholeness and you have compassion, because they are you. They are the wholeness experiencing itself as hatred.
Okay. Yes.
So you can see both at the same time. And then your heart just opens up. So you don't judge them. They're seen, and it's okay. It's all
Yeah.
okay.
And you stop, or I stop judging the fixing, because that was where I was fixed. I was fixed in there.
Oh, that's why you were judging the people for fixing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just life was showing itself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's some fixing going on. There's some
Oh.
idea of fixing. Yeah, it's okay. See it. Like, hang on a minute. All of that.
Oh. Well, okay. Oh. Oh. It is. Okay. I can see the part of me who was trying its best, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute though.
I need some time to I don't know.
But it's okay, that
Oh.
part that was trying so hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too is
Definitely.
included. That too is
Yeah.
the journey.
Ah, it was working so hard.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm. It takes time though. Like I'm like, okay,
Yeah, in the world of
it's
duality, it takes time.
mm.
But whilst always remembering you fully are it.
Yeah.
There is just a deepening. Once there's the recognition, then there's a deepening. So it's only ever what we are deepening into itself.
Yes.
So there's not something that's attaining anything. It's
Yeah.
it's what we are has risen up as separation and is now dissolving back down into its wholeness. It never was separate, but it's recognizing that, and now it's integrating the wholeness.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing it reflected back. It'll see separation, it'll see unity, and it's just learning about itself.
So smart.
Yeah, it's highly intelligent. It is just intelligence, self-reflecting intelligence.
Okay.
Well, this is an easy call.
Uh, okay.
I'm going to switch the recording on, so you've got that.